I like it. Wow, that's
Fantastic.
good.
Wow. Oh my God, I'm in a podcasting mood now.
Welcome back to another episode of the Elemental Strength Podcast.
Woo.
Yay!
All right, guys. Big news in the
Breaking
powerlifting.
news.
Yeah, so the stiff sleeves are banned now in the IPF. What are your thoughts? What are your take on the whole situation? Love to hear it.
Effective August 18th.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you're looking to do our comp on August
9.
9, then
Nice.
you
Your last chance.
last chance, of having the privilege of having stiff knee sleeves, and then after that, you're back to peasant knee sleeves.
Get your
Peasant.
No, I'm joking.
get your squat PB in with your
Yeah,
A7s.
exactly. You want that big total?
Yeah.
Um,
Make it memorable. But yeah, what's your take? What's your take on this whole situation?
I think it's unfortunate. I think a lot of people have gotten into the sport at the time that they only knew stiff knee sleeves. So
That's true, actually. Yeah.
they would have invested not cheap. They would have invested a lot of money. For someone like me who got the size wrong for the first time, I bought a second pair. So that was double the money that I spent on stiff knee sleeves. So yeah, I feel bad for the people who only know the stiff knee sleeve life.
It's not cheap. Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, like we've trained, if anything, the majority with SBD or like the
Yeah.
more flexible, I guess now, knee sleeves.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's not as daunting for us to go back to, but I think people who have only ever squatted in stiff knee sleeves are gonna struggle a little bit, maybe.
It's funny because, when SBD knee sleeves came out, they were pretty innovative as well. Because the one before that, maybe I don't know if you guys remember those those blue Ray-Ban knee sleeves. They're more for weightlifting, and they're not as stiff as a normal SBD. And yeah, definitely that's when SBD really shine and I can squat more with these sleeves on. So it's kind of like a similar situation they're facing right now, but they're kind of on the, they don't have their own extra stiff sleeve, right? But yeah, it's kind of interesting situation right now. What's your take on this?
I think the main thing is probably just the money. People spend so much on this, and I think as well they would feel like they're downgrading. Like the people that have come to the sport when there have been during the time of stiff knee sleeves, and then getting that ripped away from them, they're like, oh shit, I have to downgrade now. Even though that's not, personally, I don't think, it definitely does make a difference, but it's not the end of the world.
It's true. That is true.
Yeah, I can't help but think that there's obviously something, I don't know, there's
Just
some sort of
say it.
deal going on. There's
Just
some sort of
say it.
deal going on with certain brands and
What are the
certain
brands?
federations
Yes.
to monopolize the equipment that's being allowed at
Yeah.
our events. So I can't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if those are the rules that they want to implement, I mean, we can complain all we want, but at the end of the day, we follow them. We have to follow them anyway.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah. What are your thoughts? I know you have some strong opinions about this.
Yeah, but the thing is, it doesn't even relate to me because I'm not even competing in powerlifting at the moment. I'm obviously doing a different sport, but I do think it's a shit. It's a shit.
Your mum listens to this.
Mum, it's a shit decision. I think you guys already heard my views on this, and it's not that. Yeah, it's not that it concerns me. I just think that I feel like these are the type of things that turn people away from the IPF. I think these are the type of things that are, as much as we want to support, anti-doping powerlifting and, making it fair for everyone. But I think these are actually rules that are kind of does it actually affect the sport for the better or for the worse. Like I feel like the last two decisions that they've been making have been really cringy in a way. Because what it is essentially, right? Knee sleeves are innovation in the sport. And innovation in sport is always a good thing in a way that, you know, it can increase performance, it can increase viewership. There's going to be more world records, national records, because people can perform, right? And if we relate this to other sports, say tennis, for example, right? To this day, right, are people still playing with wooden rackets and like small head frames because, you know, bigger head frames and polyester strings, one, add too much sweet spot and spin to the ball and adds more power, right? These are innovations that improve the sport. Now tennis is so good to watch more than ever. I feel like it's the same sort of situation with powerlifting with these stiff knee sleeves. And I think the thing that made powerlifting boom in the first place, and the reason why I started powerlifting, is because it shifted away from being equipped, right? And then the boom of raw powerlifting really made it popular because it's more accessible. It's a little, you know, it's not a tightness type of game. It's not like how tight is your soft suit, your multiply suit. You know, you don't have to walk like a penguin with your wraps and stuff. Not to discredit any equipped lifters out there, but I think, you know, it's fair to say that like raw powerlifting really made powerlifting popular. And I feel like the stiff knee sleeve is a happy balance between the two. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, just to play devil's advocate a little bit. I completely agree with your point about it being an innovation, and it only, if anything, makes the sport more appealing. But just to play devil's advocate, I would compare it to like in endurance running, like marathons and stuff, and how they banned the Nike. I don't know. I don't run, so I don't know the
Yeah.
exact. But there's like a Nike shoe that they
Yeah.
specifically banned because it made runners so much faster.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I feel like maybe to, I don't know, to side with the IPF for a second, it maybe for them it's like it's this Nike shoe that's making
Yeah.
everyone like magically add kilos to their total, and to them it's like maybe unjustified or undeserved, and so
Yeah.
I don't know,
So-
maybe that's like a better comparison.
Well, one, I don't even know if that was a good decision and how people received that response in the first place, right?
It'll be interesting to know anyone in like the runner field
Yeah,
like comment on that.
Exactly right, right. But I'm not quite sure if that was a decision that was like, you know, okay, yeah, it adds seconds, or it shaves seconds into your PB. But so what? Like, people have the choice to either wear it or not. Same thing. But Roger Federer, one of the best tennis players in the world, right? Still have the like one of the smallest head racket head compared to like modern players. Still like the number one in the world. Um, and yes, there is a statistic that there are more people who are breaking records with the stiff sleeves and stuff. But at the end of the day, Roger Federer could also play with a bigger racket, like a polyester string that is same as the Nadal that adds so much more spin in the ball.
Yeah, and
But
I think that
I think when it comes to that stuff, it should be about preference, and I feel like it's if it promotes powerlifting in a performance way and it makes it more interesting to watch. I think innovation should influence the rules, no matter what. Like, okay, what like neoprene? What is neoprene? It needs to be single ply, whatever. No matter what the rules is, innovation should be able to influence the rules of the sport.
and to kind of localize that, I think, the Australian team, they have to wear SPD when they compete internationally. So, everyone that's on their way to Worlds who has won the national championship, they were probably wearing their SBDs to win those championships. So
Yeah.
I think also like keep that in mind as well. Like kind
Yeah.
of like, you know, comparing it to Roger Federer, you don't always need the best equipment to be the best. But
Similar with the rule of bench depth, and you know, I mean, we're adapting to it now. But I feel like it's okay to have an opinion on something anyway. Like, you know, I'm sure they're not listening to this podcast and it's gonna, oh wait, that person, we should consider what he's saying and we should change the rules because he says so. But like, I just think that decisions like this should be really carefully thought of. And like, you know, I feel like the decision that when they implemented the bench depth rule felt a little bit more in line with the people who are actually in powerlifting. Yeah, I mean, where people in powerlifting have adapted, like we have adapted to this sort of big arch, small range of motion. Yes, we get a bad rep for it. But yeah, I just, again, is the federation for the athletes or is it for themselves as for their reputation?
So do you think the IPF make these rules and changes to the sport to make it more accessible to the common person, or do they make it so that it's like fair? Or do they make it so that it increases viewership?
I don't necessarily think that both of those decisions were for fairness. Because at the end of the day, again, everyone can just wear A70 sleeves or everyone can just wear SBD sleeves. It's their preference, right? So I think when it comes to fairness, I really don't think that's what they're trying to go for. I really think it's more got to do with the politics and stuff like that. It's just not carefully handled, in my opinion.
yeah, I wonder how many people like, oh, they've increased their bench range of motion now. I respect that. And like, oh, I'm gonna try powerlifting now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think, I don't know.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, we're still arching. Like every powerlifter is still arching in their bench press. So I don't think like the degree of how much you can arch is going to change someone's opinion about a powerlifting arch.
Yeah. It did seem like a sudden decision as well. There wasn't like a people being against stiff knee sleeves anyway. Like no one was complaining about it. It just seemed like out of the blue. Like, by the way, hey guys, we're enforcing a ban effective this day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny how like people on social media right now, like the ones that didn't switch into these stiff sleeves are the ones saying like, just get strong, just all this stuff. It's funny, like obviously it's fair enough, like they can say whatever they want. But I think like same argument that I was saying before, if you were on the SBD sleeves when you started with that. Before it came out, there was no like the sleeve. The next best thing before the SBD sleeve was the Ray-Bans, and it's not as stiff as what you're actually using. So, yeah, it's just funny. I feel like it's a little bit what's it called?
Like you're on your own pedestal kind of thing.
Yeah,
Double standards.
yeah.
I don't even know where my SBD sleeves are.
That's all right. Just buy another one.
Just how they wanted.
Yeah,
Exactly what they wanted people to do.
God. Invest in SBD stocks right now.
Actually. It's too late. We missed the boat.
Yeah, that's all right. Anyway, well, with this whole discussion about politics, making powerlifting good, making good decisions to promote powerlifting, what can we do as business owners, as coaches, to make powerlifting great again? just to make powerlifting a great sport? What can we do? What power do we have to actually influence the outcome of powerlifting in Australia and potentially around the world, I guess?
Well, we're always like we always talk about how do we grow this sport in Australia, and I think the sport has definitely grown quite a bit, especially over the last few years. But I think with I guess this is more relevant to our federation, I would say. But ever since switching to APA, we talked about this, or we talked about this in the first episode. But the quality and the caliber of lifting is a lot higher, right? So, I think the gap between being like an amateur and elite powerlifter is so much bigger now. So how do we not lose the people in the middle? Because they're still good powerlifters. They're still very strong people. They might not be like the elite, but that's because the elite are just, the top 5% now, like it's not like before where I could start powerlifting and 3 months later qualify for nationals. Like it's not, you can't do that anymore. Unless you're obviously super gifted, but yeah. So like, I think it's trying to, how do we keep the people that are in the middle powerlifting for longer and not be discouraged by, I'm not ever going to qualify for nationals. So like, what's the point,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the APA, I think they're trying to tackle this issue by introducing like state level comps as well, just to have those people in the middle have something to work towards, right? I think it's called
East meets West.
East meets West or something, where there's got a comp in Sydney happening in Sydney, and then there's got one comp happening in Perth at the same time. And
I think Perth is going to Sydney. Does that make sense? I think that's how it is. So there's one, so I think it's like Perth versus Sydney, and then Melbourne versus Hobart.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
What about Adelaide and Brisbane? Or are they a thing? What about Northern Territory? What about Canberra?
So
I don't know.
to be honest, they actually haven't finalized any of the details.
I think yeah. We're not speaking on behalf of APA, guys. We are just assuming things.
Yeah, we're
and
assuming things.
We are very credible, but don't listen to us right now.
We don't know what's going on.
But like I see what you're saying. Like, yeah, I think that at a state level that's great. I think Team Champs at the same time is also another one of these comps that promotes some high level competition, but not in a world level or an international level. And it's actually great that Team Champs is scheduled right on the weekend of Worlds, because now the people that because those people that like Hung and everyone in Australia that will be representing Australia, they're probably not going to do this comp anymore. Like there's a better comp for them to actually take on as a challenge, right? And what it does is it opens up the floor for the next level lifters who wants to be at that level, but
Like a competitive level.
At a competitive level, but they now have this opportunity to actually show what they have, right? Like it's not just like like a 30 kilo difference between first and second place type of thing, right? So yeah, another thing that that is happening at the moment, I know I was talking to some of my clients in down the southeast, and one of the conversations that we were talking about is Hunter Performance, Aiden Potter's gym. They are actually running a comp that rewards people who, so your last open powerlifting total, right? Your last open powerlifting total, if they're going to reward the people who can actually add more into that. So say for example, if your last open powerlifting total was as a 74 kilo was, I don't know, 550 or something, right? and then because you're quite a big, like, you know, you get the newbie gains and all that stuff, all of a sudden you have like 70, 80 kilos on top of that total. I think that's actually a quite a good incentive for people who are just starting, who are, like, you know, continuing with their journey into powerlifting. That's now, like, you know, you're incentivizing the people underneath that now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's actually, there's actually ways to tackle this situation. It's not just always about being the elite, being the best, you know. And not that there's anything wrong with that. I think there's always obviously like a place for that. But yeah, it's good to see that we're not like looking over other level lifters. You know.
I mean, another thing as well is it probably encourages people who haven't competed in a while, who have thought of, you know, hanging up the soft suit and thinking of retiring, to actually come back to the sport, which in a way grows the sport further. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. I think sometimes the challenge is also is not getting people to their first comp, but getting people to their second comp. Because like sometimes they I don't know, might feel like they've kind of achieved something really great in their first comp, and
Yeah.
it might, nothing in their second comp can maybe top what they've experienced in their first comp.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Right.
They've done, and to them it's like they've done it.
they've done it.
Yeah.
They've ticked it off
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
what is it? Wish list?
The bucket list.
Bucket list. Wish
The
list.
wish list.
Yeah.
Everyone's wish list is SBD knee sleeves right now.
Dear Santa,
I can't wear my A7s anymore.
the IPF banned me. What are some well we've bounced around ideas, haven't we? Let's talk about some of those. What have we thought about? So
There's so much
actually,
going on in my brain. Yeah.
yeah, so I know in Sydney, sorry, just another comp to mention, the one in Sydney, Power Pals.
Power pals.
Power Pals. I think it's one where you like partner up with someone, and then is it whoever has the highest combined GL points or something like that is like the winner. I think that's a really cute like little team thing, kind of similar to Team Champs, I guess. So we've also thought about, okay, how do we implement this team element in a different way that's already been done by other people?
Yeah. So power pals is. I think novelty comps are great. I think because everyone can run a 3 lift comp, right? And the challenge for us meet directors or business owners is how can we make this a more interesting comp? And I think one of the like comps that like I look up to, and when it comes to like meet directing, is like JP's idea of team champs. And initially I was thinking of maybe not replicating a similar thing, but maybe tying it up with something like that, because I like his idea of, you know, like when you think powerlifting, you have one comp that you prepare for, and then after that, what's next? Like you know, you either qualify for something and then you do the next comp. But what if like it's more than that? Like, you know, what if we can do that in a team level as well, right? So initially, my thoughts were, okay, what if like after Team Champs, there's another comp that relates to it that people can do and teams can do, and then you qualify for that. But I think the challenge with that is it becomes a little bit more, it becomes too exclusive. And I think I spoke to him about this at the podcast I did with him when we were talking about Team Champs. Because I brought this idea up of like the biggest challenge of Team Champs is the idea that like you can just pick and choose lifters at a certain weight class that might be empty, and you can grab some points out of that, right? So my idea was like, okay, what if we limit the weight class, right? The divisions. So we'll make it the divisions based on world games, which is, there's a lightweight, middleweight, heavyweight, and super heavyweight. Where if you fall into, for the men's, for example, if you fall in under 66 and 59, you're the lightweight. If you're 74 and 83, you're middleweight, 93, 105, and so on and so forth, right? And the same thing for the equivalent for the females. And then for a team to be classified a team, you need to have at least one on each division. The reason why it's a little bit more exclusive that way is because you might actually struggle to find a team that will have a representation for each division, right? Like, for example, right now, I don't have a super heavyweight, right? So I won't be able to actually have, like, we don't actually have, like, maybe you do. You have a 120 and 120 plus, yeah. So, yeah, it becomes difficult and it becomes exclusive. It limits the people, that limits the participation. So on the other hand, so I was like, okay, let's think of something else where it promotes inclusivity. And this is sort of like the other side of the spectrum that I come up with, and I presented to you guys, and we spoke about it. We're kind of pretty excited about this thing. I don't know if it's gonna follow
if we
through.
should announce it too early or like throw out the idea too early, because we are really excited about this idea and we want to be the ones to execute it well.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we definitely have something exciting planned.
Yeah. So we don't want to announce it?
I don't know. What should we tease about it? There's a team element to it.
Yeah.
There's a team element to it. You don't need to be like under the same coach.
Yeah.
Maybe on the same coach.
But you obviously need to have a handler for for your team, or a coach,
It's not something that's being done currently. I want to say anywhere, even in the world right now, in terms of powerlifting.
Yeah, I think an untested comp actually wanted to execute it, but it never happened.
Okay.
But I find that, like, I find the value of this really, it's really enticing because it's such a, it's all about inclusivity, and it's all about fun. It's all about a team, and it really aligns with what we stand for as a brand, right? Yeah, I don't know, but apparently we can't talk about it.
Well, tell.
What can we say that doesn't give it away? Besides the fact that it's a team event.
Yeah.
Doesn't need to be under the same coach.
Yeah.
There's gonna be prize money. Ayo.
Hey. The more participation, the bigger the prize money.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. We're willing to put a big prize money on it if it gets supported by you guys. Yeah. But
it's going to be at the end of
November.
our year one. Yep. So we have the next, our next comp is August 9th, which is your last chance to compete in your A7s. And then time's ticking. And then November, I want to say 14th or 15th. 15th.
Yep.
That is what we're reserving that spot for. So it'll be a nice like end of year kind of celebration, cap off of your powerlifting year.
All I'm saying is if this is executed well, this will bring powerlifting together.
Oh.
Legit though.
What do you mean by that?
Well, because
like, I get what
you
you're saying.
know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
It's actually gonna bring powerlifting together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As in, it's going to. Sorry,
you go.
Sorry, I'm cutting you off.
No, you go.
No, you go.
No, I've been talking a lot, bro.
Just someone go.
So are you saying it's Are you saying it's going to bring people closer together because it's like the entry level or like the entry level to be at that level is a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't really say words there.
Yeah.
You guys like
I
speaking in
think
code.
this promotes every lifter's strengths.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh, that was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
This, like, if you are strong at a particular.
That's way too hard. Way too hard.
But hey, I will
Yeah.
leave it there. We'll
I'm
leave it
gonna
there.
edit it out.
Listen, it's in the works. We're talking to people. We're gonna make it happen. We'll make an announcement soon. Okay. If you guys want to guess what it is, DM us and we can tell you whether you're close or hot or cold. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we tell how many people can be in the team?
100%. Yes. Yeah.
I think that would give it away.
No.
That would give it away.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's a small team. It's a small team.
Between 1 and 20. that was wrong.
One is not a team.
2 and 20.
Oh my gosh.
Nah, really exciting. Really exciting.
Yeah, it's gonna be like, a novelty comp, right? Is it? Is that one of the?
Okay, maybe it's good to preface this that you can't really use this comp to qualify for something else. This is a novelty comp, but I think this might actually be a better option than qualifying for nationals or qualifying for something else, or maxing out at the end of the year, like, you know, what typical powerlifters tend to plan for their year. Nah, I can't wait to max out for the end of the year comp that I'm gonna do. I think this might actually be a better option. That's all I can say.
No,
That's all I can say.
Yeah. Like the in comps, you only really get like a handful of head-to-heads, max. In this one, you will get. It will
So
be
many
head-to-head. It will.
How many heads?
Everywhere, you know. It's just good. It's a lot closer than like the fight for podium and first prize and whatever is going to be a lot more intense.
All we're gonna say is pick your friends wisely now, guys.
Yeah.
Pick your
Oh.
friends wisely.
Yeah,
Be nice
and
to everyone.
also, like, in terms of me directing this shit, like, this is gonna be hectic for us.
Yeah.
But guys, we are willing to put our foot down and be like laser focused for this comp. It's gonna be awesome if we're able to execute,
deliver.
if we can deliver. So we'll make the right what do you call it? We'll make the right moves to talk to APA and, you know, plan things out, and yeah.
Can you imagine if after all this they're like, nah, you can't do that.
Damn.
If they
Why?
Why?
Why? So, I've been talking to Ree too much.
Please, Mr. IPF.
Please.
All right. Shall we finish off the episode with
Yeah.
I believe
That's a good teaser. Wow, we freaking left them with a
teased.
Yeah,
massive
bro.
teaser.
Nah, I think we told them enough. You know,
Okay.
like realistically, we could probably find out in like the next 2 weeks.
Yeah. Make some calls. Hello.
Of course. Okay.
Okay, so you had put up a
question.
question
Yeah,
on your
it's just
story,
questions.
and we have some
We
some fun questions.
Yeah,
Nothing too
let's-
serious.
So question number 1 from Fiona was,
Hello, Fiona.
if you could have a third eye anywhere on your body, where would it be? And then why?
The
I'm
back,
gonna
of,
add in why.
the back of my head,
Why?
so I can see people from behind.
But it's just so like, what if you're driving and you're just like sort of there?
I don't need my third eye then.
So you close the
Wait,
eye?
where in the back of your head?
Yeah.
But your hair.
Yeah, so you have to cut a
So
bald spot.
you're
Yeah,
saying
that's
you're
alright.
bald there.
Yeah.
So
that's it.
people walking past you can see there's an eye at the back of your head.
Or should it be the back of my neck?
Okay, but they can still see.
So what?
It's creepy.
Yeah,
It's not
you're the
creepy
only
either
one with
way if
third
you
eye.
have a third eye. Well, anywhere in your body, you'll be creepy.
What if?
That's a good point. Yeah. So you think of you're thinking of the least creepiest spot to have your third eye.
Like you can wear a collar and
I reckon on your wrist.
What would you use it for?
it's like
Well, anywhere. If you need someone to look someone at the back, you could just walk around like this.
But it'll be upside down, so you have to go like this.
if she's
Okay.
she's at a concert and she can't see.
Hey, that would actually be so handy.
That would be,
That's
yeah.
so handy.
Yeah,
Better than the back of your neck.
Like, oh, fuck, hey, can you look for? Yeah, I'll look.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, that's actually really good. And you don't have to head turns. You can just do like, you know, yeah.
Exactly.
That's
It's
not
perfect.
bad.
And then if you need to hide it because it's a bit like, well, we've got an eye on your wrist. Just like put a watch on it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would be like the most?
What about-
Oh wait, yeah. What about you?
I don't. Fuck. I was just gonna look. Like, if it's anywhere in my body, I'm gonna be blank. Like, I'm gonna hit it or something. Because I keep bumping into things, and if it's on elbow, like, see you later. I'm not using that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just.
Oh god.
Yeah.
You would like squish.
Yeah, exactly. Imagine that.
But the thing is, I feel like you imagine. It's weird, yeah. You're imagining as if you're hitting your eye when you do that, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it might be actually a different sensation.
No, but what if you're just walking? Someone just like
Yeah, ow. Like, that
Yeah,
that
knocks
hurt.
into you, yeah.
Oh, fuck. I gotta wash it out.
How would you know?
because your
'Cause it hit my
eye.
eye.
Okay.
Oh, you're
but, like-
assuming that it's gonna be different.
Yeah,
sensation,
I'm
right?
feeling it might be a different sensation than like your eye and.
Let's just
Nah, it would
assume
hurt.
it's gonna
It's
be.
an
Okay,
eye.
okay, okay,
It's an
okay.
eye, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
Huh?
You were gonna say something.
Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, like where would be the most inconvenient spot to have it? And like, yeah, I would say elbow because like if you knock it, you.
Nah, I reckon your bum.
What is the point of that? You wanna see your shit? You wanna see your
Like
own
one day
shit?
you just wake up with an eye in your bum and you're like, fuck.
Yeah. What's the point of that?
No, but she's saying the most inconvenient.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
So taking a shit. Oh, what does my shit look like today?
Oh, yeah.
It's a poo monitor.
Oh,
Actually.
just to check.
Yeah, how
Yeah.
healthy you are. Yeah.
Anyway,
Ooh, I need fiber. I need fiber right now.
you can only tell through your eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
The second question was, if you could lose a sense, what would it
Oh.
be? Sight, smell, hearing, taste, anything.
I could.
Like, if you had to lose one.
Well, isn't the easiest one smell? Smell.
Right. Yeah.
I don't need to be smelling nobody.
Yeah, I get that.
But you'll also lose your sense of taste.
That wasn't part of the question.
Okay. So you can
Nah, it's
taste
connected.
while you can smell. Oh, while you can't smell. I don't know. I value my ears more than my eyes.
Because you're a good listener.
I don't know. I feel like
You
with
don't
my
wanna see?
I feel like with my ears I can learn more.
Oh.
I can actually absorb information more.
What, you're saying people who can't hear don't learn?
They do, but I feel like it's a lot accessible.
Wait. But if you take away smell, you can hear and see.
Yeah, I know, but I want my smell and my
Oh.
taste. I want my smell and taste. So I'm doing process of elimination right
Oh,
now.
okay. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing process of elimination.
You want your smell and taste over sight?
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
because I enjoy food.
Yeah.
I enjoy food and I like fragrances.
Yeah, that's true. That's
yeah.
true.
I think I have to say eyes.
Hmm.
I feel like communicating would be manageable with no eyes, but with my ears and my mouth, my voice, I feel like I need to communicate. I can communicate.
I feel like Michael would be like Daredevil,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
but like not because. Sorry,
Because
Why did you?
I had to take it away because
Why
you
you
were too
try
happy with that. Sorry.
Well, you just trying to bash me, man.
I'm
No,
not
no, no.
gonna
Friends and
shit
family.
all.
Alright.
Friends and family. So, Vinning is take away smell. You take away sight.
Sight, yeah.
I would have to take away. No, I'll say smell. I'll say smell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some of them smells in the gym, don't need it.
Don't need it.
Don't
need it.
need it.
Just imagine if you take away dog's sense of smell.
That's pretty much their sight.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
Let's finish off with some
Things just
guitar.
that personal.
Okay, so we're just gonna talk while Michael plays us an outro. Plays us out.
Cool.
The scene is
What's the scene? What's the set of scene?
Winnie is walking her dogs,
Okay.
and I'm just a frail old man looking for a powerlifting gym. Hi there, love.
Hi.
I see you've got little bubs over there.
Yeah. It's Bubba and it's Raph.
Ah, good old Bubs and Raph.
Yeah.
They look like they lift.
How did you know?
Well, real recognize real. You know. Back in my day, I used to be benching 4 plates.
4 plates.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no big deal. Whatever.
Mm.
I'm actually looking for an inclusive, premium training facility that just lets me become my best self. Do you know any?
I actually think Raph knows.
Oh,
You might have to talk to Raph.
Okay, all right. Elemental Strength Society.
Yep. That's the one.
Crazy. I'll definitely check it out.
I'll see you there.
See you there.
Stay again.